again, everybody, and welcome back to Fuji's Blitz. And this is a video that is aimed at new players. This is a new player guide, 5 top tips that will help you to improve your overall game. The problem with Blitz is there isn't many tutorials on how to play the game, and it's pretty much the first few training games that you have, which are pretty pants, and then you jump in feet first. So these are 5 top tips. And number 5, don't be so eager to die, guys. Now, this is a friend of mine, Grums23 of the Clan FTC1, rolling out in the T34 1776, Oblique Independence, whatever you want to call it. He is not going to rush. He's not in a hurry to die. However, a lot can be said about the Centurion, who clearly is very eager to get back to the garage for some reason, and that reason is unbeknown to him. He is well out of position, he is pushing up on 2 very big tanks, and he's going to get deleted. It's straightforward and it's that simple. And here he goes. Goodbye. You can say as he was in a rush to get back to the garage. He is completely out of position, completely isolated, facing off against 2 massive heavy tanks in a medium, and a bloody good medium at that, and how he's deprived that team of a very effective tank. Here we go with another effective tank disappearing because he's out of position, he's too far forward. There goes the FCM. Both of those medium tanks were far too quick to get up on the front line and die, and you can see the enemy team have lost 3 tanks in quick succession, all because they are too far forward. And this Bulldog, again, I mean, he's out of position, he's very eager to get involved in the fight, he's pushing when he shouldn't push, he's now deleted. We are 4 minutes and 43 seconds left of the game, and already they are 4 tanks down. Guys, if you are so eager to die, then this is what's going to happen. Your team is going to dissolve around you. Be aware of the tanks that you're facing. Don't be so eager to rush in. Only fools rush in. You need to understand the art of patience in this game, because the more patient you are, the more chances the other team are going to make a mistake and allow you to punish them. This is that type of game. This is not the type of game where, you know, you madly rush in and brawl. If you do that, you're gonna get deleted. We still have 4 minutes left of the game, and the game is over. There are 7 minutes for a reason. That is a fantastic mastery by my good friend Grums. So, looking at number 4. Understand your tank. Now, as we saw there, Grums is in a T34, which is a hull-down tank, and Grums is a good player. He understands how to play that tank. Now, this is another player, Herpnut of the clan OV-C, who also understands the tank that he's in. The tanks in Blitz have all got different parameters. This is clearly a light tank because it's the SPIC. And a lot of people play this tank frontline. They think because it's small and dainty and it's got a big engine, you've got to rush, just like that RU-251, who's now been deleted, because he used his engine to get himself into a position, and he was just mullered by a load of green tanks. Now we've got the Jagdpanther 2. What is he doing? I mean, he is well out of position. He clearly doesn't understand he's a TD, and he should not be there. This allows the SPIC of Herpnut to just plough shots into him, and he's gone. And we're not even at we haven't even done a minute and a half of the game, and already they've lost 3 tanks. Why? Because they don't understand their tanks. This is also a case of they're eager to die and they don't understand how their tanks should work. The Jagdpanther 2 should never have been where he was. He'd already noticed, or he must have noticed, that his RU-251 has been deleted. Same with the Chieftain. There are clearly enemy tanks in this area. They've deleted 2 tanks, so why, Chieftain, are you there? Okay, you've got a tank on the base. And it's there heavy. I mean, he's absolutely doing nothing over there. He's a massive super heavy tank who's doing nothing for his team. Everybody knows where he is. This allows Herpnut to reset the cap. because Herpnut understands his role on the battlefield. His role as a light tank effectively is to basically spot and then do some mopping up. And this is what he does spectacularly. I mean, the Ferdinand is caught out of place because he's lost all his support. His heavy is still on the base. This allows Herpnut to just get in behind him, and this Ferdinand hasn't got a chance. He hasn't got a hope in hell's chance, bless him. Herpnut is just going to sit here and say, thank you, I'm going to farm. And that's what he does, because he understands his tank and he understands the role that he needs to play. And this is what you need to understand also, guys. Every single tank in Blitz is different. They have a particular unique role. And if you play it out of that role and you play it out of that position and you don't understand your role, you're going to lose. Or if you win, it's because you've been carried by somebody who does understand their tank and they do understand their role. There's still, a good 3.5 minutes left of this game. Okay, it's 2 against 3. Herpnut is looking in very, very good position here. He's lost a little bit of his health, but not much. And look at this. I mean, the T-34-1 hasn't... Sorry, T-34-2. What was he doing? I mean, he was a one-shot. He was going nowhere. And now the VK is in trouble. It's clear he's in trouble. He's got a big derpy gun. He's got massive trolley armor. But he's going to be no match for this little SPIC. Because the SPIC is being played by somebody who knows how to play an SPIC. He understands the role of that tank. He understands his tank more than I would say the guy in the VK understands his role and his tank. He is just going to be able to toy with him like a cat playing with a mouse. And this is the irony, because the VK is meant to be the cat and the SPIC is meant to be the mouse. The roles are reversed here. The SPIC is playing with the VK. Unbelievable. And, the VK is in trouble. Now, like in the first game where I said, don't be in a rush to die, these two players are not in a rush to be deleted. They are taking their time. Now, a lot of new players would have rushed in and, the VK would have probably won. The SPIC here by Herpnut is going all the way around the flank to try and get shots in onto the side of the VK. He doesn't manage it, but he gets a shot in on the front. He's now got 30 odd hit points left, but it doesn't matter. The VK was doomed. Know your tanks, guys. Know how they work. Know what their role is and utilize it. And it's another fantastic mastery by Herpnut of OV-C. Number 3. This is a strategy game. It's not a first-person shooter. Now, this is my good friend, the Tingos of the clan Immortals. And he is a fantastic player. But he's rolling out in a tricky tank in tier 10. He's rolling out the M60. And this proves the point about this is a strategy game. You watch this game. Ting is playing it like it's chess. He's not playing it like it's 100 meters sprint. That's not how this game works. It is strategy. Time is of the essence. You have 7 minutes. Use those 7 minutes. Don't be eager to die, as we saw in the first clip, and know your tank. Ting is not eager to die, and he's also not a person who doesn't understand this tank. You can see here he's in a great hold down position. The enemy team is all around him. He can see virtually all the team. And he's just going to play the strategy game. He is going to make them make mistakes, like this tortoise is doing. The tortoise is making mistake after mistake. He is gone. He should have got out of there long ago. Now we've got the Foch destroyer, and look at what Ting is doing, guys. He is not in a rush. He is playing such a strategic game that he's making the enemy push him, and he's making them make the mistakes. Okay, he's lost a few of his hit points. Nothing to write home about. He is in a great position. Okay, his team have lost 2 tanks, but look, he's able to get shots in left, right, and centre. And we're now 2 minutes into the game, and he's not really ventured very far from the position he started in. This is patience. This is strategy. This is a good player understanding, firstly, his tank and the game. He has got what everybody in this game needs, and that is a bit of patience. he understands that he can get wasted quickly. So he's just playing the numbers games, guys. He gets more shots in than the other team, and if he stays in a good position where he can still get shots in, then the numbers tells him that he's going to win. And this is exactly what the Tingos has been doing. He has been waiting for the enemy to make mistakes. A lot of his team have not had the luxury of patience, unfortunately, or strategy, unlike the Tingos. And you can see now it's 2 against 3. Again, Ting has moved, 50 meters realistically on this map. He's been to the left about 50 meters, and now he's on the right 50 meters from where he was on the left. And the other tanks just don't know how to combat him on the enemy. And this is the thing. This is where Ting is playing that long game. He's not playing this let's rush in and be ever so eager. And he's able to just pick them off one by one. This is a fantastic game, and this is what you should be aiming for. You really need to emulate what Ting the Go's ESA of the Clan Immortals has just done. He doesn't get an ace, he does 4,420 damage, he carried that team. That is a fantastic game indeed. Next, resist buying too many premiums too quickly. Now, that may be a counterintuitive thing because this is a premium tank, but this tank is the Chieftain Mark 6, a tier 10 British tank, and it's being driven by a good friend of mine, Bellatrix Potence of the Clan BPS. Now, the thing about Bellatrix is she is a fantastic player. I mean, she is a really good player. She knows how to play these premiums because she is not rushing around buying everything without understanding the tank. So all the things we've just learned, which is don't be in a rush to die, understand your tank, play the strategy game, not the first person shooter. So far Bellatrix is doing all of that. She can play this premium. Why? Because she knows it, she understands it, and she knows all the other points that we've just made. And as you can see, she is not taking any unnecessary risks. None at all. She's putting shots in, she's bouncing shots, she knows the tank, and this is the thing. Now, a lot of new players see these shiny premiums and these higher tiers, and they go rushing in without knowing how to play that tank. And that is one of the problems when you buy too many premiums. When you get to the caliber of the likes of Bellatrix, and as we saw recently, the likes of the Tingos ESA, you can buy as many premiums as you like, guys, because you are good enough to play those tanks. When you're a new player, resist that temptation. I know you want to get to those upper tiers quickly, but I'm telling you, you will not be able to play the Mark 6 like Bellatrix is playing the Mark 6 now, because you don't have the experience and the knowledge of the tank in the game to do what she is doing. Seriously, I guarantee if there is a new player out there with less than 1,000 battles who can play this tank like Bellatrix is playing it, I'll take my hat off, because I'll tell you this for a fact, you will not manage it. What she is doing is everything like I just said that I've been talking about, plus a lot more. She is bringing all her knowledge and experience to the game to be the biggest pain in the backside on this map. It's unbelievable. I mean, she hasn't even been scratched. She's done over 3,000 damage, or close to 4,000. She hasn't even had the paintwork dented. She's only taken 1 kill. But it's not always about kills, guys. It's about getting that damage. If somebody else takes all the kills, fine, big deal. But look at this. Look at how she plays this tank. She's playing both the strategy game, she's patient, she's going for the tanks that she needs to go. Every ounce of her knowledge and experience and exceptional gameplay is being brought to play in this game. She's now at almost 5,000 damage. I mean, this is what you should be aiming for. You should be aiming for what you saw with Grunz, what you've seen with Herpnut, what you've seen with the Tingos ESA, and what you're now seeing with Bellatrix Potence. Once you understand these tanks, then buy the premiums. Don't just buy it because it's in the store and you think you can play it, because I'll guarantee you this, guys, You won't. And you will come unstuck. And you'll hate the game, you'll hate the tank, and you'll just be hated by your teammates because you won't know how to do it. And now she's at almost 6,500 damage. She's got 2 kills. She's still got over half her hit points left. I mean, this is what you should be doing. And look at the timer. There's still a good 2 minutes left, which means, you know, the whole team, we see in the other games, the teams are going down in 4 minutes left. Not in here. That is a fantastic mastery. Over 7,000 damage. Brilliant game by Bellatrix. Last but not least, don't rush the tiers, guys. They're there for a reason. Now, this is another good friend of mine. You will report me of the clan Chop 3. Another fantastic player who is, I can tell you now, there is no danger of accusing him of ever rushing the tiers. The thing about the tech trees is this. They're there for a reason. And the reason is for you to gain experience and understanding of the particular types of tanks and the game itself. There's a lot of people who don't understand this. Unfortunately, one of those people is this guy here in the T49. He can wipe that AMX out in one go, but he's completely out of position, he's completely out of place, and the chances are he's rushed through the tiers to get that tank. Now, I'm not calling him out for any particular reason. I'm not trying to be nasty. I mean, I've checked him out on Blitz stars, and with the greatest of respect, he has rushed through the tiers to get that tank. He's got like less than 2,500 battles. He hasn't got the knowledge and experience yet accumulated to play that tank effectively, unfortunately. And this is one of the problems that new players face. I mean, they have a streamlined tech tree. And when you have a streamlined tech tree and you rush through those tiers, you are ineffective. You're not going to enjoy the game, and you're going to let your team down. So you've got to resist that temptation, guys, of rushing these tiers and rushing these tanks. It's great, you play the tank, you get enough XP to get to the next tier tank, and then you just move. My advice: aim to try and get at least above 55% win rate in all of those tanks after, say, 50 games, and at least aim to get a mastery before you move on to the next tank. If you don't, then you're not learning anything. You're rushing the tiers, and your gameplay will suffer because of it. As you can see here with what You Will Report Me is doing, he's doing everything I've told you in the previous 4 tips. He is not in a rush to die. In fact, if you notice, he hasn't lost any hit points. He is understanding his tank. He knows what this little AMX can and cannot do, which is why he's staying quite a long way away from those big guns. He is playing a strategic game, which is why he's still left. He's done over almost 2,000 damage, and he's still being an utter pain in the backside. I can tell you that for a fact. He hasn't rushed out and bought every premium going. And the other thing, I know for a fact he's not rushed the tiers. And because he's doing all those things that I'm advising you to do, he is going to carry this game. I mean, it's spectacular gameplay. Because he understands the tank, because he plays the strategic game rather than the first-person shooter, because he's not eager to die and go back to the garage, and because of all of this, and because he doesn't rush through the premiums or the tech trees, he is now going to be able to bring all of that knowledge together and carry this team over the line. I don't know a lot of players nowadays who can do this, but they think they can. You can't. It's very difficult to do this. I mean, that chieftain was on full HP when he went rolling into You Will Report Me. And look at this. He's just whittling him down and whittling him down, and he's gone. That's it. He's out of there. You Will Report Me is obviously just lost half his HP, but it's now one-on-one. He knows where the other tank is. Okay, it's a KV4. It's a tricky tank. It's got big armor, but it's like a big beacon. He's saying, look, I'm here, I'm on the cap, come and find me. And the view range of the AMX is a lot better than the KV4. Boom, hello KV4, I'm just going to sit here and farm you to death. This is how you should be looking to play the game, guys. Seriously, only fools rush in. Resist these temptations to run through the tech trees. Resist that temptation to buy every premium tank going. Resist that temptation to play it like a first-person shooter and get onto that battle line urgently. Resist that temptation to YOLO everywhere. If you can do that and you can emulate what these fantastic players are showing you, your gameplay will improve no end. That is a fantastic ace, a fantastic carry from my good friend You Will Report Me of Chomp 3. And I'd like to thank him for kindly sharing his replay. In fact, I'd like to thank Grums23 of FTC1, Herpnut of OV-C, the Tingo's ESA of Immortals, and Bellatrix Potens of BPS for kindly allowing me to show their replays and share those replays with you, the player base. That has been my top 5 tips for new players. I've been Fujit. I hope that's been informative and helpful. By all means, comment and everything below. If you haven't pressed yet, press subscribe. It's a beautiful thing to do. Puts a smile on my face, and eventually it should put a smile on your face because you get to see beautiful content also. Okay, I'm blowing my own trumpet, but if I don't blow it, nobody else will. By all means, if you've got any decent replays, send them to me at fujitsblitz@gmail.com or join my Discord server where you can upload them quicker. You can also follow me on other social media such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you really want to, you can also press the Patreon button and become a patron of the channel and support me in growing. Until the next time, I will say my usual stuff. Stay safe out there, have fun on the battlefield, and happy tanking. Because you know what? That is what it's all about. Having fun and being happy.